Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Horse Center. And sorry, I accidentally cut you off there, Shawn. My bad. I had quick fingers, but welcome back. And we have my favorite co-host, Swiss Army Shawn, and also two special guests tonight, which we're very excited about. We have Hugo Torres, who is an apprentice jockey who made a huge splash not too long ago with his first win that paid $90. Very impressive. And then also kind of the brains behind the operation, his agent, Jordan Gatlin, who keeps everything organized and running smoothly. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're happy to be here.
Awesome. So Hugo, we talked about your first win. Can you tell us something about that experience, the emotions you felt, all of that?
Yeah, um, I was really excited when I know I have plenty horse riders and so I just do my best, try to put in the right spot, because I was feeling like I got so much horse in the end, so I just did what the boss told me to do. And then,
Very cool. And
oh,
I know your dad works in horse racing, but he's not a jockey, right?
no,
Okay,
it
so
was,
what drew you to race riding specifically?
well, I've been around horses a couple years, so I really like it. I love to ride. Something that I always wanted to do. My dad teach me on the farm how to learn, everything. I worked for King Martin like 5 years. I was galloping a primero for him and wine pole at Oakland Park and arcade right here in Louisiana. I've been around 4 or 5 bars already. They've been helping me a
Very,
lot. That make me do it.
very cool. Now, did you always have in mind that you wanted to ride races, or did that just kind of happen as you were getting on horses galloping and whatnot?
Yeah, I was my dream start ride and thanks God now come to Louisiana and find a great agent that helped me a lot and there we go now.
All right. And speaking of your great agent, Jordan, we don't want to leave you out. How did you find your way into horse racing?
I don't come from a racetrack family. I don't have a uncle that's a trainer or anything. I went to the track a lot as a kid with a neighborhood friend down the street, and he wasn't too interested in it. The first day I came, I couldn't get enough of it, and so as I kind of got older and got into high school, and then into college, I started following racing more, and mainly Louisiana racing, just because I'm from here. I'm from Shreveport, Bossier, and that's where I knew that the racing a little bit more. I knew the racetrack, and so I would always be. I went to the OTB in college, and I was the only one betting Louisiana Downs. Everybody else was like, "Oh man, why are you?" I'm betting Saratoga and all this, and I'm like, "Man, that's."
Uh-oh.
All.
Oh, there we go.
But and so I was always interested in Louisiana Downs, and I liked Evangeline, Delta, and everything. And I paid attention, and I later on I made some friends in racing, and my dad's best friend is a commissioner on the Louisiana State Race Commission, and he kind of introduced me to some people. And once I found out what a jockey agent was, I was like, man, that's like my dream job. I get to pick the horses for a jockey to ride. Now I realize it's not as easy as just saying, hey, I want to ride that one, and then they just go ahead and name you on. I wish it was that way, but it's not always that way. And but I got into it, and I've been around for a few years now, and I enjoy it. I enjoy working with.
They'll be back.
You
There
know,
we go.
but so I got going with some other riders a couple years ago and did well and finished second here in the meet with a rider named Hector Del Cid, and then I got out of it for a couple of years and just been missing it ever since. And this is my first meet back. And I had some bad luck. I had Kevin Smith. He got hurt. But Hugo and I have been here from the start, and I couldn't be happier with his work ethic and his and we've been a good team, and we work together, and I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful that we found each other.
Absolutely. So for anyone who doesn't know, can you just kind of describe what exactly a jockey agent does and what your typical day looks like?
Okay, well, when I first took him, I told him, I said, look, meet me at 5:15 tomorrow morning at this barn A1. And that morning, I was there at 5. I was walking up at 5:15. He was already there. So I knew he was serious about this. And when you first get a new rider as an agent and you're representing them, you need to make yourself known and, introduce yourself and your rider to the trainers, the different trainers, and just into the barns in general. A lot of times the assistant trainers have a lot of pull with who rides their horses, because they're the ones day in and day out that are doing a lot of the work. And so there for a while, it was just him and I walking around every morning real early and seeing what horses we could get on, asking anybody if they needed any help, and just trying to get people to know us, because I've been here at Louisiana Downs before, but I was just coming back this meet, and I have not been here the last couple meets. And then he didn't know anyone here. I mean, he was coming here fresh, and so I knew that we both had a challenge before us to try to get our names out there again, and but it's really easy with somebody like him that is not afraid to work and not afraid to be there every morning at 5:15 and be ready to go meet trainers and be ready to, work horses and be ready to, just do whatever we have to do. And that's what I've been so impressed with him, is just there's not been any complaining or I don't want to work this horse or I don't want to do this, He's just ready to get on everything. He'd rather get on horses than walk around with me. I'm the one that walks around and does the talking. He does. He'd rather get on horses, and I saw that.
That's great.
So yeah, basically, I gotta just talk to the trainers and find races for certain horses. The ones that I think that we have a chance to ride, and even some of the ones I don't think we have a chance to ride, I try to take a shot and ask them about the race anyway, and as many of the people that are watching this know, and y'all know, the horse being in the right race and being in the right conditions for that horse is everything. So that's kind of the job, is to try to put that together.
Absolutely.
How did you guys first meet up?
Well, I saw he was here right off the bat, and I like I said, I had an older rider, Kevin Smith, and he got hurt, and then I kept seeing his name pop up, and I really, I was kind of down and out with Kevin getting hurt, and I reached out to him, and he had never had an agent before. He was just starting out, and he was had told me that he was looking for an agent. And so I was, like I said, the next morning we were at 5:15 and been getting on a lot of horses ever since, huh? Yeah. So that's
Hugo, what kind of horses do you like to ride the best? Do you like the speed horses, the stalkers, the closers? You have any preference that you seem to do better on right now?
Well, we've been riding every kind, so. But when you got a speed horse, way better, feel way better. You got plenty horse. You can feel that when as soon as they open the gate, you know what you got.
Would that be considered your strength right now? What do you think is one of your biggest strengths so far?
Keep working hard and finishing strong.
Yeah. And he's really done a good job with. We had we had a trainer that really helped us, Patricia West, that she let us work some horses that were, allowance stakes type horses, and that way he could, they could work 46 or 45 if they wanted to, but she wanted them to go in 50, and so we really worked on that. Him, knowing the pace and learning the pace, because some horses you work them 50, that's as fast as they can go, but it's nice to have a horse that can go 46 or 47 and him be able to sit and get his timing down. And I was really thankful for that.
Yeah, to me, that's something that a lot of apprentices lack, is the timing. So it's great that you guys have made an effort to go out and get that figured out first thing.
Yeah.
Hugo, what kind of treatment did you get after that first win going back to the jocks room?
Oh, I got super excited. Around you help all the time. That was a big day.
Did the jockeys throw water on you or anything?
No, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I saw a picture. I think I saw baby powder, shaving cream. It looked like there was a lot going on.
Yes.
Jordan, what's your techniques with the trainer? You said you gotta, do the talking and stuff. Are you taking any trainers out to dinner, or what all goes in there?
I think my biggest thing is both of us is being available and being there in the mornings and being there at the draw and being there. Like, I know if, let's say we have 3 or 4 horses to work in the morning and somebody says, look, I can't, I need a rider to work another horse. I know he's there, that he can, accommodate him. And I know I'm there to answer the phone and go back to the barn. And we've done a good job of, walking together. And he, like I said, he came here, he didn't know the barns, he didn't know the trainers, he didn't know, I couldn't just say, hey, go to Ronnie Ward's barn or go to Al Cate's barn. He didn't know where those barns were. And we both just, as a team, were available, and I was willing to go show him where to go and, introduce him to the people. And a lot of people were, happy with his work ethic and how he was willing to, help on a short notice, and he was never shy about that, so that was great.
Jordan, talk a little bit about what you did before you were a jockey agent, and then also you took a little break and then came back.
Yeah. So like I say, I'm kind of sales oriented. I graduated from college, and I worked I graduated in education, and I tried to, my dad's a retired football coach and teacher. And I thought about, and I did it for a little while. It just wasn't for me. I just wanted to get out of school. I was kind of like Van Wilder. I was in school for a long time. And so, like I said, my dad had a friend that worked for the racing commission, and he kind of introduced me to some training. There is a well-known trainer now, or who's doing really good, a guy named Juan LaRosa, who was riding at that time, and he was riding a lot for a trainer named H.B. Johnson. And H.B.'s been around for a long time. I'm not going to say how old he is, but he's an older guy, and he's seen a lot and done a lot, won a lot of races, won a lot of big races. He's almost at 1,000 wins now, and so he got me hooked up with Juan, where I could, take Juan's book. And Juan was older. Juan wasn't looking to ride every race, so it was kind of easier on me, where I could kind of learn what to do instead of just, having to have somebody that was wanting to, hungry, wanting to ride everything, because I didn't really know what I was doing, And sometimes I still don't. But and like I say, then I the next year I took Hector Del Cid, and we finished second to John Jacinto in the standings here at Louisiana Downs, and we made over $1 million in purses. We had a great season, and we went to Delta Downs, and he got hurt in an accident on the track during a race, and I ended up taking Chris Rozier, who was an excellent rider too. But me and Hector were very close, and he tried to come back that next summer, but just physically couldn't do it at the time. And I kind of just was down, and I said, well, I'm going to get out. And I went into sales for the last few years, and but I just missed racing the whole time and wanted to get back into racing. So that's why I came back this meet. And it's been up and down, but even on the bad days, like I tell everybody, even on the bad days, I still enjoy it. And even him and I talk about how win or lose or bad day, we still get to do what we love every day and get to be at the racetrack and ride horses. Talk horses with people. I love to do.
Yeah, well, like they say, a bad day fishing is better than a good day at work, right?
Yeah.
And Jordan, Jordan, you and I, as you're talking, this is crazy. We have so much in common. I also have an education degree that I did a little teaching and was like, no, not for me. And then also, oddly enough, I did for one meet work as an agent. And I don't think agents get enough credit. I really feel like these days it's an agent game. I mean, you really have to be on top of it. You have to sell your product. You've got to know where to put the horses, which horse to ride. I mean, which tools do you use to, get there?
I'm definitely I got into the game through the gambling side of it. I'm not gonna lie, I handicapping and that side. But honestly, as an agent, I don't feel the need to really gamble because, for one thing, I have skin in the game most of the time, and with him riding, but I also I have to handicap, and I have to watch one track. I don't have time to sit and bet Saratoga and Del Mar and all that. My brain's too, it's washed by the end of the day. I'm watching all Louisiana Downs races and trying to find, right after the race, I'm writing down, potential horses that I can try to ask for the next time, maybe that might be looking for a different race or a different spot. And, I use all the different numbers, the Thorograph some, and the Equibase is a great tool that I use, and Horse Race Now, to keep up with our mounts. And but at the end of the day, a lot of times, if I'm, especially with younger horses, if I'm caught in a conundrum, I try to ask Hugo, which one's working better, because I don't know. I'm not going to go just off pedigree or, something. I have to ask him, who's working better or who's, and he hadn't had an agent before. He had just rode a little bit at one meet, and he hadn't had an agent before. And so he didn't really know what an agent really, what it did and how much it helped, or sometimes didn't help, but sometimes, but he didn't know as much about it as a lot of the older riders do, and it definitely, the agent makes a big difference.
Yes.
So
I agree wholeheartedly. I was a terrible agent, so I know what it's like to not be doing so well. So congratulations to you guys. And
it's up and down. It's up and down for sure.
Yeah. We have a comment here from Willie Martinez. Ride smart, stay humble, work hard. The sky is the limit for you, Hugo. You guys make a great team. Good luck. I agree. I mean, you have so many wonderful things to say about your rider. I was just wondering, because you had told me earlier that you approached him. What did you see, like, from a distance that really drew you to him, that made you want to work with him?
For one thing, I saw that he was getting some mounts without even an agent, so obviously somebody trusted in him to ride their horses. And, I saw that he was getting mounts. And then, so when I saw him in the afternoon, like he said, he likes speed horses, but for some reason this meet rode not that many early speed type horses. But he's rode a lot of horses that come from behind, but he's a patient rider. And I saw that with him. You know, a lot of times bug riders, even if they're on a horse that's not so fast early, they're still sending out of the gate and, you know, wanting to move early as soon as they feel like they can make a move. And I saw that he wasn't doing that. He was very patient with his horses. And that helps on the lead, too, because he's not, you know, letting them run off with him and that kind of thing. And, you know, like you said, finding the right bug rider and apprentice and stuff is tough. I don't know if y'all realize, but we're here at this meet, and you know, this is his, you know, first full meet. But we had the apprentice here that's won almost over 185 races in 2022, Vicente Del Cid. So you know, the competition's not easy. You know,
Yeah, sure.
second behind the United States in wins right now. So that's the kind of competition that we're going against every day. So, but you know, he's kept his head up, and we've kept working and haven't let anything bother us or you know, deter us, because we both realize that we're both learning every day. You know, and I'm thankful for that.
I was actually going to bring up Vincent. What's his relation? Is he related to Hector?
He's not. They are from the same country, though. They're both from Guatemala.
Okay.
But you know, like I say, his agent is a very well known and well respected agent, and he's one of the better agents, and well, probably the best agent in Louisiana. And I think Hugo saw through Vicente, when Vicente got him as an agent, how much his business just shot up, you know, and that's what we're looking to do. You know, I like to joke with his agent. His agent's been very helpful to me and always been good to me. His name's Louis Coco, and I try to, you know, make joke that I taught him everything he knows. But yeah, he's definitely been helpful to me, and he's even kept up with, you know, Hugo and gave me, you know, pointers and tips and stuff, and that's been great.
Hugo, is there any jockeys in that jockey room in Louisiana that's been really helping you out?
Yeah, they've been you guys. Like, especially, you know, Calvi Varel, everything. You know, he's a big fan. I always ask him anything about the buck. You know, you see the buck, how the horse been. He knows a lot. He's been leader jockeys. You know, like
Three Kentucky Derbies.
You know, big fans. I help you.
How surreal is that? Like the first time you're having a conversation with Calvin Burrell.
Oh, that's nice, you know.
Yeah, great guy too.
Great guy. Hard working.
Very hard worker.
Absolutely. Do you you guys have a full schedule Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Do you have any horses that you really like?
Well, I would say when day's Lose Air? Tuesday. He had a horse. Now this is, you talk about jockey agents and the role they play. He had a horse that he rode about a couple weeks ago named Lose Arrow that won by 15 lengths in a maiden 12-5 race, and he ran back for maiden 12-5. And me being the great agent that I am, I took off of him to ride another one, and he got beat like this. Luckily, he got beat. We did get back on him, and we were on him Tuesday, and he's on the turf, but we're expecting a lot of rain, and the last time it rained was the day Lose Arrow won by 15. So I'm thinking that he likes the mud, you know. So we're hoping for doing our rain dance for Tuesday. You know, Lose Arrow. Yeah, I thought I was going to be smart, and I said, "Man, I'm telling you, we got a better one." And didn't work out that way.
Oh, that's hard though. Those horses without much experience, those maidens. I mean, it's like just throw a dart at a wall. It could be anyone, right?
Exactly right.
It's like the whole gambling thing. It's 50-50, and no matter which way you pick, you're going to pick the wrong one almost every time, right?
Yeah, and like I say, that's what another thing is. Like, I've never rode a race. I've never even got on a horse in my life. I've never even, like, I mean, I've hot walked a couple of them for him because I had to walk him back to the barn because he's working too many horses. That's about as close to a horse as I've ever gotten. And so I don't try to tell him on how to ride the races. And he doesn't really get on to me about, oh, you need to pick this horse or that horse or try to talk to this trainer or something. He trusts me to handle the book side of it, and I trust him to go out there and learn and do his best on the racing side of it. I'm not, I don't have any experience as a jockey, so I don't try to get in and tell him what to do.
That sounds like a good working relationship, that you each respect each other's lane. And Hugo, you've actually been to several tracks already in your short career, not necessarily all of them as a jockey, but doing different things. Which track has been your favorite and why?
I've been in Oakland Park. So, being amazing track, nice. You can see really nice horses, how they run, and see how training. I rode like you in there for my dad. Nice to be there. But
It's beautiful there for sure.
Do you have any other tracks on your radar that you guys want to check out?
Yeah, well, I went to Primero 2 years, help King Martin. I got a boy down there. I've been helping Primero and come back to the farm and help him farm. Oakland Park too.
We're going to be going to Delta Downs in about a month, so that's something that's and he has rode a few races at Delta Downs, so we're going to get down there and get to work.
So we've got a good question here from Grandma Horse Racing. How do you find Hugo rides as an agent?
I kind of have to be like I said, be available and be around be around the racetrack, and hopefully see trainers that I've made relationships with and ask them, say, hey, I have a apprentice rider and I think he may fit this horse, that horse. And then a lot of times it starts with work, him getting on the horse in the morning and working it and making sure that it goes smooth the way that it's supposed to go, and hopefully as we get more experience and stuff, as you get more experience, the rides find you. They call on you. Right now we're still in the mode where we have to go out every morning and find our business instead of them calling us up. But I think we're both confident that down the road that they'll be the ones calling us.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Hugo, you look great on a horse. You definitely have a bright future ahead of you. And Jordan, you are an awesome agent. I can tell just from this conversation. I mean, I want to ride Hugo now.
Is there any interest in quarter horses, or have you ever rode quarter horses, Hugo?
Primero, I've been just working in the morning, never riding the race, just in the mornings. Kind of a few guys down there, friends.
Oh, those quarter horse races look scary to me. I would not be that when they're bouncing off of each other and people flying everywhere.
Yeah, horses. We were named a couple horses for a trainer that's become a good friend of both of ours, George Bryant, at the Gillespie County Fair last week, and something came up and we ended up not being able to make the trip, but actually one of George's horses ran second in the stakes, the one that we were supposed to go ride over there. But they run, that's a bull ring track, even smaller than Delta, and they run like 14 races a day, and I think 9 of them are quarter horse races. So wow. I told him, get your get lined up, we'll go ride a few quarter horses.
Get tied on.
Is that part of your job too, Jordan, as the agent, to do the traveling for Hugo?
Yes. I try to set up, this meet, we Evangeline Downs and Louisiana Downs ran you know, this at the same time of the year, but different days for the most part. So a couple times we went down to Evangeline Downs. You know, I would set up like you know, for him to get a ride down there, or for him to drive down there, or I'd go with him. You know, for Gillespie, I was planning on us both just going over there. Yeah, that's definitely, you know, I have to make sure. I would say more than the travel aspect of it, I have to make sure that it's feasible time wise. Like, say we have horses to work at 6:30 the next morning, and he wants to go, and that somebody wants us to go ride a race at Evangeline, and it ends up being the last race at midnight, and we got horses to work at 6:30 in the morning or something. You know, it's you kind of have to manage your time wisely with that. You know, so that's my biggest thing about the traveling. You know. And we're both young. We're both not married. Both don't have any kids. So we're both willing to go elsewhere, and you know, wherever we're wanted or needed.
Is it true too with like different tracks you have to be there so early before you, like he couldn't show up 10 minutes before the race day is scheduled to a ride, correct?
Because you get there and you got to get there, and he's got to get there and weigh in and do all that, you know. And especially like Gillespie, we were going to have to go early and get a license in Texas. He wasn't licensed in Texas. He was licensed in Louisiana and Arkansas, but not licensed in Texas.
And Hugo, I think once you get to tell Jordan, once you get to win 10, Jordan's got to get on a horse.
Oh, that's some interesting motivation.
just make sure you record it.
Yeah.
Yes, and send it to us. We'll play it back. Friends of the show here.
That would get more YouTube videos than this video probably, because being a comedy, you know, it might get a lot of hits on there for that.
There we go. And we have another great question from Grandma Horse Racing. Hugo, what advice have you been given from a trainer that you feel has helped you the most?
Well, when you're in that race, the boss, before you get in the race, the boss always tell you how to ride it, you know. If you want to send out front, ride it from behind, has to listen to them. They know why they got, you know, how the horse been running. And you can see in the book how the horse been running the times back.
And we watch replays and stuff that too. You know, and like I say, he's done a good job of following the trainer's instructions. Mostly every trainer that I've come back, whether the horse ran good or bad, they've all told me that he's followed instructions from the trainer. You know, whether, you know, tried to put the horse in the position that they wanted to be.
Awesome. Well, with that attitude and work ethic, the sky really is the limit for both of you. So,
thank you.
You got anything else, Shawn?
No, that's it. I enjoyed the conversation and wish you both nothing but success.
Yes, and thank you so much for coming on together. It's been fun kind of hearing from both sides of the operation, you know, how exactly you guys get it done.
Thank y'all for having us.
And when Hugo approaches win number 10, we'll get in touch.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. And then Shawn's gonna do his TikTok dance with the flaming chainsaws. So
you got out of it. You got out of it now. You're good, Jordan. Never mind.
Great. Well, thank you both so much, and we will keep an eye on you. And good luck in the future. Hope to have you back on sometime soon.
Thank y'all.
Have a good night.
Y'all too.
Aww.
Don't mess it up.
Never. And we got another great comment here. This is so awesome. I agree. You can just see from the attitude of both of them that they love this sport. They're here to work hard. I mean, I think we'll see a lot of success for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's about. You work hard and hopefully the rewards come your way. So
yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it all works out.
Yes. Okay. Now, as far as horse racing news, this first little story that came up in my news feed shocked me. I have no other way to describe this. Jockey Gerard Melancon arrested in Louisiana on allegation of unnatural stimulation, basically a buzzer, one of those, you know. And this is what kills me is this guy is so successful. I mean, he's 55. He's been in the game forever. He's won over 5,000 races. And I do want to say that his quote here is that he's completely innocent and that the truth will prevail. So, you know, we don't want to assume someone is guilty until proven so. So, you know, but that's just shocking to me. I mean, obviously they had to have found something that gave them suspicion that he's been using that. I would love to see the details. Hopefully those all come out in the investigation, but I'm just floored. I don't know what to say, honestly. Like,
yeah, so am I. Gerard, you know, I've been in touch with him before. We've always tried to get him on the show. The one time he was sick and Ty Kennedy came on. So it's very unfortunate news. I'm hoping it's not true.
Yeah, same here.
That's my 4-year-old with the noise in the background.
I thought you bought a horse. I don't know.
No, didn't bring it in the basement.
And we have a congratulations to you real quickly here. Yes, congratulations. That is super exciting news. But
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is a part of the business. I think that a long time ago, my mom rode races, and she said back when she was young, it was a lot more common. It was something you would hear about more. It was something that happened more. For me, growing up in the business, younger, it's so rare. I can't even begin to describe how rare it is that someone is caught with one of these things. And everyone I've known who did get caught with it was like a really desperate person, like really down on their luck and basically willing to do whatever it took to make some money. So that's why this really floored me. I'm like, this is not your typical person that you see trying to do anything to make a quick buck. I mean, this is a well-respected guy who's been in the game forever. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I'm just curious to see what happens.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is he's always been, you know, one of the nicest guys and you know, they always say that doesn't mean anything, but you just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, I'm battling a 4-year-old tonight and I'm losing.
I understand. I have 4 myself. No worries. And sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say Grandma Horse Racing says, I'm fairly young in this sport, but lately the sport has had a lot of black eyes. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, but I do think a lot of it is actually on the positive side because I feel like a lot of things are being called out and addressed that were just like, you know, oh, it's always been that way before. So I think that right now we're in this growing pain process of bringing our sport to where we want to be, to where there are no questions of integrity. You know, I mean, it's a process. Yeah,
and I would say, and I don't know because I'm not in it, but I would say the game's definitely cleaner than what it was before. Oh, yeah. It's just it's 2022 and we find out about more.
Yes, I agree.
Which, like you're saying, is good because they get exposed and then, you know, hopefully the bad part about it is when these people do it once, I mean, it's the same that people go to jail. They do the same thing again. That's the biggest problem is it doesn't seem to matter what the punishment is. We just have to get rid of the bad people in the sport.
Yes.
But you also have to know for sure. See, the whole thing here with Gerard too is he was filing a lawsuit versus HISA or whatever, and he was the only jockey on that. So, you know, you don't know what kind of games are being played there.
Yeah. I noticed that as well. And I wondered if that had anything to do with it. I mean, the police are involved, so I would really hope not, but I don't know. I don't know what to hope on this. Either way, somebody has done something bad and it's not good. So.
Yeah. And I reached out to Gerard and I know some other internet sources have said he's failed to comment. He's not that, I mean, even when what's he going to say? You know, of course I didn't do it. Like he's probably not allowed to talk at all. So, you know, I hate when people put that in there too. You know, failed to comment. Wait, he's not done a comment. He can't win by commenting right now.
Right.
So
yeah, we can't hold that against him. So far, he's completely proclaimed his innocence. Like I said, I'm on the fence. I'm just curious to see what comes out. I mean, we'll see, right?
Absolutely.
And some other interesting news here. Oh my goodness. I know this is all that people talked about for like years, it feels. But the Medina Spirit hearing and the Bob Baffert saga, this hopefully is the last chapter. The hearing has concluded today. Both sides basically made their closing arguments. It's pretty interesting. If you go through and read the article, which I suggest, you get to basically see a synopsis of each side's closing arguments. And for my 2 cents, I just have to say that Bob Baffert's team makes a lot of sense and the other side just doesn't. I mean, I am all for cleaning up the sport. I mean, I would have no problem running completely all natural with no medication as long as everyone was doing that, keep it fair. This was a witch hunt, in my opinion. I mean, it makes sense that this was like the most microscopic level from a little fungal medication that definitely did not enhance performance. I mean, it's crazy to me that it's gone this far. Bob Baffert is fine, of course. We don't need to stress about him, but I just think it sets a bad precedent that basically the rules can be applied willy-nilly as wanted. And the testing has gotten so much more. Like what used to be a negative test is now a positive test. So a lot of times they'll say, oh, pull this within 14 days and you're fine. But then someone's getting a bad test who had it 21 days ago, and it used to basically be they could only test for amounts that did affect performance. Well, now they can test so far beyond that. The technology has progressed immensely, but the laws and regulations have not progressed at all. It's just positive, negative. I mean, there needs to be a level. There needs to be like, okay, you might have some trace of this. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that it helped your horse at all. I mean, it could be just incidental. It needs to be like, okay, at this level, we know that this is actually affecting performance. And I see this as a great comment here from Grandma Horse Racing. I mean, we have another host here. I love it. Says, that's because the science is outrunning the sport. You could not be more correct. We need to get the laws adjusted. Hopefully that's something HISA can address as they, take things over, because as it is right now, it's not a level playing field. And these crazy witch hunts over people who really didn't do anything instead of focusing on the people who really give the sport a black eye. To me, it's crazy. Like, let's focus on the people who are actually doing bad things to horses and the people who work with them, instead of, oh, let's get hung up on this little thing because Bob Baffert's a big deal and we want to take him down. I don't know.
Yeah. So, talking about the levels, we've talked to trainers that are trying to do everything clean and they still struggle with the levels because they can make one little mistake and not mean to do it at all. And they're still getting in trouble. And then they're paying the fines that they don't have the money to pay. Yeah. The Bob Baffert thing, I've always been kind of in the middle. I don't think he's completely innocent. I'm not even saying this story. I'm just saying if you look at all his stats overall. But it's kind of, he's got a huge barn.
Right.
We just talked to Karen last night that said she didn't want to get over 50 horses. She's got 11. She didn't want to get over 50 because you can't see every horse. You can't manage every horse. So when you have these bigger barns, things happen. And it also didn't help. I always stand by it. Never helped how Bob Baffert held himself after the fact. Yeah, but you shouldn't punish somebody or you can't make somebody guilty because of that. But it never helped with the public perception of that.
Agreed.
I do not think that, and we talked about this for a while, I do not think whatever, was added helped Medina Spirit win that race. Medina Spirit would have won that race anyway.
Yeah.
With what happened. So that's unfortunate. At the end of the day, that's the unfortunate thing is Medina Spirit won that race. He will never really be considered the Kentucky Derby winner. Well, he will never be considered. And by the end of the year too, last year, the horse is gone. So the whole thing was unfortunate in that way.
Yeah. Huge legacy tarnish. It's very unfortunate. But I don't know. Hopefully HISA's going to help us straighten all of this out, right? Especially with their new Horsemen's Advisory Board. But we have another little fun piece of news. Friend of the show and one of the members of our favorite racing family here, Katie Davis McCarthy, is getting back in the saddle. She took over a year off. She had a baby not too long ago, but she has been posting pictures of herself, working out at Saratoga, getting on horses, getting prepared, and she's ready to make her debut again on the 2nd, right? Is it the 2nd of September? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday, race 4.
At Saratoga.
At Saratoga on Diva Banker for trainer Raymond Handel. So she's going to ride that race, just get her feet wet, and then she's planning on coming back and riding more at Aqueduct in November. So
right,
really cool. We've talked to her from the beginning. They didn't know if she would come back, but she kind of always had that itch and wanted to get right back. So
yeah.
She's going to do it, which is great to see.
Oh, yeah. You can tell that she's got a real passion for the sport. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm sure a lot of people are. And best of luck to you, Katie. Hope to have you back soon. And we have another comment here from Grandma Horse Racing. You keep bringing on advocates for the sport, and people like me will learn more and become advocates ourselves. I love that comment. That's exactly why we do this. It's not for the pay. It's for the love of the game and, wanting to be those ambassadors and advocates, as you say. So
wait, Jamie's getting paid?
No. That's like that meme. What? You got paid? Yeah. No, but, we're here out of love.
Absolutely. We love the sport, and it's fun to get to interview everybody that comes on.
Yes.
And talk to them.
It's a blast.
On and off the camera. So
yes. We have had some fabulous guests, and we have some more fabulous guests lined up. Shawn, what do we got going on for the rest of the weekend next week?
Well, I'll talk tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. You don't even know this yet, but we'll be doing Del Mar for the Player's Edge. And I got Andy Bayacone to come back on and handicap some races. So,
wonderful.
So Andy will be on tomorrow. We probably won't talk about horses' testicles tomorrow. We're just going to talk about Del Mar races. So
I always welcome horse testicle talk. So,
and then find the schedule here. Next week Monday's Labor Day, so we're going to be off Monday, and then Tuesday we'll have on jockey Jerry Vilgus, and then Wednesday we actually have exactly who Jordan was talking about, George Allen Bryant, trainer.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
We'll have him on Wednesday, so that was actually perfect timing there.
Yeah.
And then I did announce today too, you'll get your first interview with Chantel Sutherland on October 25th.
Yes, very excited about that. Love Chantel, have loved her forever. So she's always a wonderful person to talk to and so real. I mean, you got to love it when someone comes on and isn't just like very political. They just say it like it is. They just give you their honest opinion. Chantel always brings that. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. And then to address what you guys were talking about earlier, I did get a part-time job with FanDuel TVG. I'll be doing some of their social media, getting to do some of that stuff. I appreciate everybody's support on that. Appreciate everybody. Congratulations on that. This is where it all started, and I plan on staying here as long as I can, until it gets in the way. It becomes complicated with sponsors and stuff like that. But right now, I'll still be doing my thing. So
awesome.
I appreciate everybody's support and thanks on that.
Yes, we are all so happy for you. Well deserved. And as I said, you're my favorite co-host. You're my only co-host, but but you're great. You keep everything organized. You get all these guests together. The social media is on point. I know you're going to do awesome with FanDuel, TVG. I don't know what to call it.
Well, I'll be doing the TVG part. So, but it's overall for the company of FanDuel, which tomorrow, TVG is now FanDuel TV starting tomorrow. So,
all right.
When you turn on your station tomorrow, it might not say TVG. It will say FanDuel TV, but it's still the same channel. So, thank you, Terry TD Houghton. Thank you. You've done a lot for me too. You've left me write articles and everything else. You've always been very supportive. So I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best for sure. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. So, oh my goodness, people are just giving you all the congratulations and good luck. I don't want to click off of here before we get to see them all. But anyway, if you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on all the social medias. Please get Shawn to get on TikTok so we can finally see what he's going to bring to that platform. But whatever happens, we hope to see you in the
winner circle.
Yes.